It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego politico, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This one not the off in mind, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't the politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my ego, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my ego diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. bá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ayọ̀.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bíjó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ayọ̀.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ayọ̀.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ayọ̀.
Máyégún
Today. Hello there, brethren. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And a good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Máyégún live. So thank you so much for joining me, brethren. After reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, the video, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends to join us. Tell them that Máyégún today, Máyégún is live. And welcome to the Temple of Truth. In the last 48 hours in Nigeria, the ronuku, starting from Thiefnubu, the druggie himself and his handlers, they have been in complete disarray. This time, not about the year 2027. Last 48 hours in Nigeria, I've seen the criminals in charge of Nigeria for the first time in a very long time pretended that they actually care for you. They have been running from pillar to post to prove to the world and to Donald Trump, right, that he is wrong. Trump, you are wrong. Listen, we can explain. You are wrong. Thousands of us have been voices for the voiceless who have been victims of the Nigeria government-sponsored genocide. Nigeria government, which is led by the APC, they are behind the terrorism, terrorism in Nigeria, the terror upon Nigerians, right? So we have been talking. They've called us names. They have been hunting many of us that they have actually locked a lot of others up simply because they were speaking up against the Fulani terrorism, Boko Haram terrorism, and the government cover-up. So Nigeria under APC, activists are being jailed while terrorists are walking about with their weapons, and they are being treated like some kind of freedom fighters by the government. But they didn't give a shit about us. They have been, in fact, the ronukus, the ronu Nazis, the ronu bastards have made it a kind of like a roll call for themselves, like a call job for themselves, by calling on the Dokwemu Stupid Service, DSS, to go track people speaking against the criminality of the criminals in charge of Nigeria. Thiefnubu, the drug dealer, right? Yetima, the terrorist sympathizer, and the rest of all the rogues that have hijacked the power in Nigeria. They didn't give a shit about us. They wanted us hunted down. They wanted us killed for asking them to do just one basic thing, their job of protecting you. Then all it took was for Donald Trump to tweet about it twice. Everywhere first blow. Then no first see front or no funuga. What is that one called? Renomokri. For Food Kayode, name them. Even Patawale, the terrorist sympathizer himself as well, right? Everywhere first blow. Say, how we go take react like this? Donald Trump said, Nigeria has been added to this CPC thinking, right? So that in itself is not an indictment on Nigeria. It is an indictment of the criminals in charge of Nigeria who have chosen to massage the ego of these terrorists by rewarding them rather than clearing them out. So they initially thought they could walk straight to America and begin to say, oh, no, there's no Christian killings in Nigeria. There's no genocide killing in Nigeria. They were paying people 20,000 naira on social media. Then they turned around and said that, oh, the reason why they are pushing genocide in Nigeria was because Ted Cruz and Israel, they are sharing $7,000 for people to promote this genocide going on in Nigeria. When that didn't work, then they changed it to, oh, there are Muslims also being killed. Then why are you not protesting? Why are you not mad with your government who was supposed to protect you? It took Donald Trump just 2 posts. The first one first sent like the first signal to say, if you don't do something, we're going to do something. Now, so they started cooking different conspiracy theories, how America is going to leave Nigeria, like they did in Libya. Even Libya get electricity. You have no shame. People that are telling you that America will come and turn Nigeria to Libya, you are dying in your thousands. Many of you didn't even know. Libya, that has no government, they have electricity after America destroyed the place. They are using that for you. But you, in the contraption where they are giving mass burials to children, women, slaughtered by this murderous terrorist, right? You are concerned that they will leave Nigeria like a Libya. Maybe that could be something for you. However, the criminal government in Nigeria, when they realize that, okay, you know what, that saying that there is no killing or propaganda won't work, understanding that Donald Trump, now one person will be say, if he talks saying go do something, he will do it. And Thiefnubu has done so well to avoid him. He failed to appoint ambassadors who could have indeed maybe bridged the gap. Now it is like Agberoism kind of government. But you know something? So those of you who have been told that America just suddenly got up and they started talking about Nigeria, use your sense. Now you know get sense. And I will tell you. Sometimes in 2020, I think it was 2019 or thereabout, when Bokwari was going for his, I think, a second term, right? This was before Donald Trump finally added Nigeria to the countries of particular concern, okay? Sometimes in 2019, before COVID. So Bokwari traveled to the US with with $1 billion he took from the excess crude account. Part of the balance of the money handed to him in 2015. So they took that, they want to go and buy weapons from Donald Trump. That was when he called Nigeria a shithole, right? And Bokwari, I don't want to ever see that lifeless thing again. He called him a lifeless thing, if you remember, right? So they packaged Bokwari to go and meet Donald Trump and see if they could just like steal their arms deal. You know, that was when they got the Tucano jets. It's different. I mean, a very kind of like a different story now, right? But that's not what we're talking about. So they met with Donald Trump. In the course of Donald Trump taking the check of over $500 million from that money for this purchase, right? So Donald Trump now asked Bokwari, that was the first time that an American president will actually ask a Nigerian president, like, why have you allowed all that's going on in Nigeria to be going on? So Donald Trump didn't wake up 2 days ago to start talking about the killings of Christians in Nigeria. Yeah? He was, in fact, more interested as far back as 2019. When was that? 6 years ago. Yeah, got me right. 6 years ago. A year after that meeting or two, he put Nigeria on the CPC. Then he lost the election. Joe Biden came on board, removed Nigeria from that CPC. And guess what? The Fulani terrorism now spread beyond control. Joe Biden of the Democrats, they are gone now. The mess is there. Now the guy that saw the killings and wanted to stop the killings and put pressure on Nigeria to stop the killings, the advancement of this Fulani terrorist, Donald Trump, 6 years ago with Bokwari, who was also using the same rhetoric they are telling you today. The clashes is about climate change. The clashes is the Adas farmers clashes. But Adas farmers clashes. and they are looking for grazing routes. They are looking where to graze their cows. The blood nonsense. Bokwari was saying the same thing 6 years ago when Donald Trump asked him, why are you doing nothing about the Christians being killed in Nigeria? Yeah? Bokwari said it was about grass and other nonsense. He's dead now. But this was 6 years ago.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with President Buhari of Nigeria. We have many things that we do together, as you know, probably especially on terrorism and terrorism related. We also have a very big trade deal that we're working on for military equipment, helicopters, and the like. We have met before. We have developed a great relationship, and we look forward to our discussion today. Very important, but again, especially as it relates to terrorism. And that's terrorism here and terrorism all over the world. It's a hotbed, and we're going to be stopping that. Also, we've had very serious problems with Christians who have been murdered, killed in Nigeria. We're going to be working on that problem, and working on that problem very, very hard, because we can't allow that to happen. Mr. President, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very good.
I thank you, Mr. President, very much for inviting me. It's a great honor. I'm very grateful for it. Certainly security is the main issue. We are very grateful to the United States for agreeing to give us the aircraft we asked for, the spare parts. We are even more grateful for the physical presence of the United States military specialists that go to our institutions in Nigeria and train them and go to the front in the northeast to see how they are performing as a result of the training given to them. So the commitment of the United States in get rid of terrorism across the world, we are first-hand experience of that, and we are very grateful for it. The problem about the cattle rearers and herders in Nigeria is a very long historical thing. But the states most concerned, they knew that the Nigerian herders never carried anything more than a stick and occasionally a machete to cut down foliage and give it to their animals. These ones are carrying AK-47. So I don't think people should underrate what happened in Libya. 43 years of Gaddafi, people were recruited from the Sahel. They were taught nothing other than to shoot and kill. With the demise of Gaddafi, they moved to their countries and to their regions, and they carried away with them the only experience they have, training, using weapons. And that's what is aggravating the situation. We are doing our best to make sure we have stopped the cross borders and so on, and to get the weapons, proliferation, small arms weapons in the region checked. But it's going to take time, and the action by United States in trying to see the end of ISIS has helped us a lot, because the Boko Haram in Nigeria at one time made a statement that they were loyal to ISIS. Now that ISIS have virtually gone with the help of the United States, we are very grateful for that. And we are sure that we are stabilizing the situation of security in Nigeria.
We have very much decimated ISIS. Much has taken place over the last 12 months. But Boko Haram has been terrible. And how did you do with the young women that were kidnapped? How is that going?
The Chibok girls and Dapchi one. The Chibok one was before we came, 2014. We had only a number of them. We recovered about 30 of them. But the Dapchi one, the 106 that were kidnapped, we got 100 back. 4 died, 1 is still held in captivity. And we are very grateful to the United Nations organization that is acting as in-between between us and the kidnappers. And we haven't given up. We are trying to get everybody back to join their families and their schools.
A terrible problem.
Yeah.
Mr. President, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
So that was a Bukwari who was also using that sentence then, like, the arms from the overthrown Gaddafi's regime, as well as the revolution that happened in Libya. So the proliferation of small arms into Nigeria was caused by that. So the influx of some of the rebels and all of them, coming down to the west. But Bukwari is a liar, was a liar, and dead as a liar. You know what I mean? Bukwari aided and abetted the terrorists in Nigeria. There was a time one of his own generals even told the media this.
Opportunities are out there for them. They can be rehabilitated. An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time when he cannot even deliver? We will do that, but we have appealed to them.
So we're appealing to them. You know what I mean? While Bukwari met with Trump back then and got that deal to Kano jet and all of that stuff, America had to, from their own intel, America had to place an embargo on the Tucano jet that it cannot and must not be used in the eastern part of Nigeria. Go and read about it. So everything going on inside Nigeria, they are aware, because like some of you believe, some of these things happenings have connections that eventually links to them or leads to them, right? But Nigerians are being killed. Your criminal politicians are not doing anything, right? The political will to deal with the terrorism is not there. Rather, they are dismissing these killings. When Thiefnubu was with Oplesu Zodenjo in Owerri a few weeks ago, when these things were still like a brewing, the president of Nigeria, supposed president of Nigeria, his reaction, dismissive until now.
No religious persecution in Nigeria is a lie from the pit of hell. I've always believed in good governance. And since I assumed office, I focused on your welfare. Today, Nigeria can say confidently, we have a well-equipped hospitals and we can treat critical illness such as cancer and other illnesses. We are investing in the welfare of our people. That's what you are doing. Every aspect of the pain in our economy is because of the future. And I am giving you that confidence that right now, this economy will work for you. Not for the smugglers, not for the corrupt, You have been patient. You will persevere with us. You build an understanding. I assure you, Nigeria has just turned the corner. You will see prosperity. You will have it.
Nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
So in their circle, like they have been treating the issue of Nigeria, right? It is to probably just pretend that you're doing something. And then you continue to tell the people, right, to believe that you are doing something. And don't believe anyone else, just believe us. We are doing something, everything is fine. And in fact, it is because Nigeria economy is getting better. That is why America want to come and invade Nigeria. Now, for clarity, okay, just for clarity, it doesn't matter what you believe, okay? And I am not vouching for America here. I just want you to know that if by any means America carries out airstrikes inside Nigeria, it is to show to you that nobody respects Nigeria anymore. Since Nigeria has been having a relationship with America, there has never been any time that an American sitting president will send such a threat to Nigeria. And rather than tackle the exact problems, arrested the terrorist sponsors, kill and jail those ones you can get, to show that indeed you are no longer, it is no longer business as usual. They resulted into a propaganda of blame game, finger pointing, and then their shifty attitude. They don't want to take any responsibility. They said, oh, Donald Trump is targeting Nigeria because Nigeria rejected the deported, the deportees. Nigeria rejected the American prisoners. Okay. So that was why Donald Trump is now talking about the killings in Nigeria. Propaganda. And when you ask them, are there no killings in Nigeria? Then they will tell you there are killings now. There are killings, but America is responsible for it. Because they are willing to make sure that Thiefnubu and his gang they could keep pushing the narrative. They are willing to make sure that Thiefnubu and his gang are never held responsible. It is your responsibility to defend yourselves. It's your responsibility of your local government, your responsibility of your Oba, the responsibility of your vigilante to protect you. It is no longer the responsibility of Thiefnubu because he can't protect everybody. That narrative, that effed up narrative is that of the APC, to show that they are never going to take responsibility, ever. So the move of America to say, putting you on this list simply means we can now show to your people that you are behind the terrorism in that country. If you are aware that America is sponsoring some of these terrorists, like these criminal politicians are trying to put in your head, they have the power to expose that now. But you know what? That the first post of Donald Trump to say, oh, they are killing Christians in Nigeria, and Nigerian government have done nothing, government officials have done nothing. Rather, they have done so much to protect and cover these terrorists and blame the victims, which is what APC does. They blame you. They will blame you. Why did you yourself did not, didn't you know, instead of you to, meanwhile you are dead. They will blame you, even in death. Right? So Donald Trump now dropped another one. The one that now got them to feel like, oh boy, maybe I say this shit is now serious. So Trump, this is the from his Truth Social, said if the Nigerian government continues, this is where he called Nigeria a now disgraced country. Nigeria is now a disgraced country, according to him. Trump know they hold back, by the way, right? He said, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killings of Christians, USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country. Guns are blazing to completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities. I am hereby instructing our Department of War. That's Department of Defense. I've been a Ministry of, what do they call them? The Defense, they now call them Department of War, to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet, just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Warning, this is Trump. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast. You know what that advice is, right? It's like saying, listen, if you don't do it, we will do it. And that is where the conspiracy theories and this pseudo-intellectuals, this one they are talking about geopolitics, these pseudo-intellectuals pushing geopolitics and narrative. If America come, they are first going to bomb Dangote refinery, Abba. And the next, they are going to destroy some structures. There were posts on social media where some Americans are saying, oh, Mr. President, yeah, you should put the military base where we are going to launch the attack on these terrorists in Port Harcourt. Immediately say, hey, we know it. That was the agenda. Now the oil. I am not saying you are wrong, but hear me out. Do you think any of this is the fault of America if you have a government? They said that Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about you. America doesn't give a damn about you. Here is another question. Do you think Thiefnubu gives a shit about you? Be honest though, I'm just asking. Do you think the Nigeria that this APC, Egbekegbe, is currently foisting on you, right? Do you think that country gives a shit about you? So, left, right, or center, we are like effed. You get what I mean? We are effed. So, which means, if we are being honest with ourselves right now, the rage and the anger should be directed at the people who brought this shame. About Nigeria don't go through a lot too, but this particular one, the worst ever. The Nigerians are looking forward to America saying they want to, even if it's not going to happen. It tells you everything you need to know of what APC, what they have done to Nigeria in 10 years going forward. 10 years plus. That's what they have done to Nigeria. Nigeria has become so broken, weakened, because of criminals that hijacked power in that contraption, who are now, most of them are now spokespersons for terrorism. So if you want to be honest with yourselves, you will say, hey, it is even an insult, which I can agree with you. It is an insult if Nigeria was a real country for America to be saying they want to come and deal with the terrorists, that the criminals in Nigeria are rehabilitating. You watch them rehabilitating terrorists who are burning churches, who are killing their worshippers in their mosques, in their churches, ransacking villages, burning down villages. Nigeria have ungoverned areas in Nigeria, ungoverned areas controlled by terrorists. You are not alarmed. You are not alarmed. ABC is telling you that some people are coming to do something. Look at what they have done to us. We are seeing bodies every now and then on social media. Many of you are indifferent, of course. Bodies of innocent children, women. We are seeing this land is flowing with the blood of the innocent, slaughtered. And we are watching these murderers, these slaughterers, those who are killing our people. We are watching them being more or less like celebrated. And others who believes that, listen, these terrorists who are the Islamic jihadists, and they agree that, you know what, they are not speaking for any Muslims because they are terrorists, right? And then they are expected to actually come out and say I'm a Muslim, this is wrong. But if you understand how this whole thing sort of like, works, there's this chart, right? This one, all these jihadists, closet terrorists. Those ones that will be telling you that, you know what I mean? You don't understand what you are talking about, this and that, while they will be, you know, jihadists, the FC Jihad, kill all kafirs, all the kafirins. Those of you who are unbelievers, if you are not a Muslim, even if you are a Muslim, but your own type of Muslim is not what they approve. You get me now? You are still an infidel, a kafirin, which means the jihadists says they should kill you. But this is how it works. The radicals, the Islamic terrorists, those are the ones that goes out to kill people, slaughter them and all of that stuff, right? The ones that play the midfield in this their jihadi FC, right? The radical Muslims, those ones that talk tough, especially on social media, on radio, and all these places who are always making all these threats. Sharia has come to stay. Blasphemy is part of our religion. Anybody who doesn't agree with that can go to hell. This is our religion. We cannot, Sharia is our blood, in that contraption. Those are the radicals. Those are the ones who can't really kill directly. They will kill if they have the chance, but they will just back the terrorists by telling you that now they misunderstand these terrorists. Then you see those ones they call the moderates. Those are the ones that speaks all kinds of languages. Those are the ones that will explain the radical to you. Explain the terrorist to you. And they will still tell you that, you know something, those people don't represent Islam per se. Okay, there is no violence here and there and all of that. Those are the moderates. We want the moderates to be honest now and like don't defend them. Do not think when people call out these terrorists and their sympathizers, it is a direct attack on your religion. Those are the moderates. Those ones who get easily offended, they are easily peeved. They will tell you that they don't support terrorism, but they get offended because you are calling out these Islamic jihadists, these terrorists, slaughtering Nigerians. They will say you are attacking Islam. They are moderate, they are terrorists too. I promise you, they are. Now in Nigeria, they have decided it makes things like this, like normal, in a country with government.
So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Awuzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Today, I've come home to Kano. All I want to do is dance. I want music.
Àmọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ gbé kalẹ̀ yìí ó dàbí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹni tí ọpọlọ rẹ̀ yòrò tàbí ẹni tí Ọlọ́run fi síbi aláṣà àwọn ọpọlọ rẹ̀ bí ọpọlọ ikú ó jọ má bẹ́ẹ̀ tọpọlọ rẹ̀ ò tó nǹkan rárá tàbí ètò wà ń bẹ kó má tiẹ̀ wúlò má rárá.
So APC, Egbekegbe decided to make that such views, such scenes regular for us, and we have to get used to it. Seeing terrorists mingling with Nigerian military because of peace meeting. Terrorists, fully armed terrorists, playing with the military hardwares, military vehicles, military gadgets, and all of that, because they are doing peace meeting. What kind of up country is that? So they decided to normalize it. Now they went to the United Nations, where everybody was like there to talk about their countries, right? So it was Israel and Gaza, or Israel and Palestine, or Israel and Gaza trouble around the time. Everybody was up, taking their own sides. Nigeria's foreign policy is that of a non-partisan. Nigeria was expected never to categorically take sides on any form of like international kind of, controversial topics like that. But because you have Muslim tickets in Nigeria, where rather than for these to be what they called a progress, according to them, they said when they were doing this, their madness in 2023, they are doing this, their Muslim tickets. So they interviewed some of these terrorist affairs from northern Nigeria that they gathered together to endorse Thiefnubu. And they asked them, what do they think about a Muslim ticket? They said, in the book of Allah, in the Quran, there, if you have a Muslim as your leader, it's a great blessing for such country. Now, if you have two Muslims as president and vice, oh my God, now enjoyment go kill all of you now. The enjoyment go too much, we say it go nearly kill you. That's what he said. Today, Muslims, Christians have been agreed. I mean, we have all agreed that Muslims and Christians have been slaughtered in Nigeria. Nobody is saved. Mumu ticket has brought untoward hardship, terrorism, and never seen before state profligacy, which is a corruption, institutionalized corruption. That is what the Muslim ticket has brought upon Nigeria. So this has also affected this misgovernance, right? These criminals, they've affected every institution. It's been over 2 years. Thiefnubu has refused to appoint any form of ambassador to any part of the world. Nigeria has no real, ambassador in any country up to this moment, because Thiefnubu want to use that as a political package, political gift for those who is promising right now to decamp to his party, join him to give him this outlook of acceptability. Thiefnubu. So right now, instead of appointing ambassadors that could easily, maybe kind of like a simmer this, Donald Trump will embarrass their ambassador. There will be a chance for them to probably push their propaganda through, that it won't get directly to Nigeria as it has gotten today. But no, Thiefnubu is probably promising them that if they work for him and they make him come back for second term, he will compensate them with ambassadorial whatever. So about 3 weeks 3 weeks ago, one member of the Nigerian National Assembly, House of Representatives, actually mentioned this, trying to point out the diplomatic laxity in the administration of this illegitimate regime of Thiefnubu in the area of appointing these, diplomatic missions, that sometimes they do the job, underground work, to ensure that their host countries indeed, right, sees their home countries, their own home country as, attractable, so to say. So whatever they can attract from this, their host country to their home country, okay? So they could take, but that is not happening. So this guy raised that a while back. Now, some people are replaying the clip, and I am also replaying it. We are still on the alleged invasion of Nigeria, planned invasion of Nigeria, as Thiefnubu currently, maybe you should know, Thiefnubu currently have less than 72 hours to end terrorism in Nigeria, or to show that he is actually working to end terrorism in Nigeria, or else you and I will be talking about another thing in the next 3 days. Go and write that down. You see, from now on, some events will happen. They will happen so fast that at the end of the day, most of the things that people like us and the rest of us probably can't really predict will happen. And I will say something after this video. Watch this.
Our constituency of Edo State, a very proud Benin chief. Mr. Speaker, this is a very, very sensitive and serious issue we have at our hands right now. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria cannot afford to avoid global politics. Just like my honorable senior colleague alluded, Honorable Sada Soli, that what we are seeing here is global politics, and we cannot shy away from it. It is not enough to say we are being targeted as a country, but we must put in place the necessary machinery to fight a cause like this. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, I don't think Nigeria has an ambassador to the United States. As we speak, I don't believe Nigeria has a permanent representative to the United Nations and so many other countries. Considering the role Nigeria plays in the African continent, Mr. Speaker, I think at this point, even if we succeed in doing this investigation and getting these reports, the America that I know, they have their own procedures. If we don't have the proper channel that they recognize, I'm sorry, that investigation and report might amount to nothing. At this point, Mr. Speaker, I think it should be one of those channels to reach out to Mr. President to see a need, why we need an ambassador to the United States, why we need a permanent representative to the United Nations, because at some point, these are the people they want to discuss with when it comes to Nigerian issues. You and I might not be able to go there unless we go through the parliamentary avenue, which is also a channel. But again, this calls for a holistic solution. Why do you say?
I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the most speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
That's a part of what he has to tell you. Mr. Strategist. Thiefnubu, the strategist. The last 48 hours, I have not heard the noise of 2027. Have you? People have cried, they've protested, they were shot, some of them arrested, never to be tried, locked up. They've expressed their displeasure with the way things are going. But rather than the government to listen to them, they have unleashed other tougher, horrible violence on them. That Nigerians currently believe that they've lost their right to protest. They've lost their right, their right to peaceful gathering. They couldn't express themselves on social media. They are being hunted down. While terrorists are they are hosting live stream on TikTok in Nigeria. So Nigerians kept asking themselves, how come it is easier for this government to track anybody that says something about government, but it is so difficult for them to track this terrorist who continues to show to the rest of the world that Nigeria is a finished country? No thanks to APC. Thiefnubu's mindset of continuing from where Bukwari stopped, kicked off, or should I say, was firstly sort of like publicized or made public when Arakuri, you remember that daughter of Afenifere leader, Papa Shoranti, Olurunke or Ronke something, Arakuri, that was killed by the Fulani terrorists somewhere near Ore. Remember that lady? Anyway, Thiefnubu went to see her father, her aged father, to kind of like pay his own condolence visits. Okay? So, when Thiefnubu was living, he was asking the journalist that how did they know that the lady was killed by the Fulani terrorist? So they should show him the cows. He's categorically asked, where are the cows? Few years after, he became the president of Nigeria, who also went to Yelwata when over 200 armless citizens were slaughtered by these murderous Fulani terrorists. What did he tell them? He told them there is enough land to go around. They should give these terrorists their lands. But you know something? You know something? The terrorists that are killing Nigerians today on their bikes with their war weapons, they have no single cow. But the government of Nigeria is making making an impression, right, that they have found this solution to this, this barbarism. It is to ask the people to give up their lands in order to appease these murderers. But that has changed, right? But this was then.
I don't want a stigma. I can go through history of kidnapping, and you are matured enough. We know how it started, where it all started. There are a lot of copycats. How many years ago have we faced insecurity in this country and cases of kidnapping? It's Evans who was arrested and the disclosure thereafter. A Hartman. I don't want to be political. I will ask you, where are the cows?
So that's the guy who later forced himself to become the president of the contraption. And up to this moment, he doesn't believe the narrative that is not from them is not real. They were once the darlings of the White House in America. They were the darlings of the Democrats in America, who have also participated in influencing the elections in Nigeria. Here you get, they have brought APC, Egbekegbe, to power. So right now, a Republican is there, and is not their friend, but they want you to believe that, you know what? She been at the same American installed him. Our brother, David Undein, has been going mental. Because, you know, David, being passionate about what he believes in, right? He will keep knocking, he will keep pushing until some of what he's predicting will come to pass. But there's something he's also missing in this sense. You can't sell fear to people who have already been somehow conquered in that sense anymore. Because here is something. Nigeria has been invaded by all kinds of interests, and it didn't start today. Nigerians have been so shortchanged that anyone who thinks that Nigerians as of today, that we have seen, I don't know tomorrow, the Nigerians that we have seen so far, they believe that they have done everything. They've tried to stand up, they've organized, they've tried to speak up, they've been killed. They have also tried to join their elections. They've been rigged. So what else do you think they should do? Like in this sense, when the APC, Egbekegbe government, feels like, like they are so powerful and untouchable. So Nigerians feel so powerless. So if somebody is, and if a bully is challenging another bully on your behalf, when you gain nothing anyway, and somebody says, you are going to lose so, and so, I say, but I haven't really gained anything, per se, right? So that is the situation. Meanwhile, on the other hand, by the way, on the other hand, when an opportunity presented itself, I was saying something about Israel and Gaza earlier, right? So opportunity presented itself for somebody who is representing Nigeria to take the Nigerian situation to this world stage, where everybody can say, oh, somebody the vice president of Nigeria, right, is talking about how Nigerians are being killed, Muslims, Christians, and all that. No. Hitty man traveled there with other delegation to New York. to UNGA, right, United Nations General Assembly, and it was there just to talk about Gaza and talk about Palestine. There was not a single mention of those women and children being killed and slaughtered across the northern part of Nigeria, where he comes from. Not against the increasing insecurity, terrorism in Nigeria, where he is number 2 man. There was not a single mention. The Arewa terrorists, the jihadists that are currently running amok on social media, they were praising him. So for the first time in a long time, the APC, Egbekegbe, destroyed Nigeria's normal international standing of non-partisanship by taking side and then turned around and said, oh, the reason why America is interested in us is because we were speaking for Palestine. Listen, that may be a reason. Hey, people waited they kill for Nigeria. That majority of you have been giving yourselves awards, telling yourselves that things are better. Everybody talking about it is considered as an alarmist, right? Hey, you, this Nigeria, this your, I mean, shame, come on now. Hey, this Nigeria that you are superintending, is that not even enough? What is going on? Is that not even enough for you, right? To say, oh, even if you can't fight them anymore or something, that you need help somehow. We all know what they are doing. So Shitty Man spent his time talking about this in New York.
Today, we are all witnesses to the heart-wrenching situation in Gaza and other Palestinian territories. We cannot discuss war and peace, conflicts and resolution, or humanitarian imperatives today without reflecting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict that has been raging since 7th August last year. Of course, the conflict predates this period and has been simmering for a better part of half a century. What it tells us is that the international community has failed to live up to the spirit and aspirations of the United Nations to rid the world of inequality, violence, and domination of one people by another. Justice is antithetical to revenge. Freedom is an inalienable right and a natural entitlement that cannot be denied to any people. The Palestinian people deserve their independence. They deserve to have a home of their own in territories already recognized by this very assembly and by international law, which is being routinely ignored. Nigeria continues to urge efforts to bring back on track the two-state solution that offers the prospect for a new beginning for the region. Nigeria reaffirms to supporting United Nations peacekeeping operations. We recognize the need for Africa to build strong and professional armies to meet the multiple challenges we face. Consequently, we reiterate the call for international support to operationalize the African standby post, in addition to the provision of requisite support and resources to ensure the upgrade.
Since when I born, you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number 1, Oguoki Opa. Tinubu number 2, Oguoki Oma. Tinubu number 3, Oguoki your children. Tinubu number 4, Ogugo bury all your family. Tinubu is a god to you, a god to you. Tinubu is a god to you, and Wausa.
That. And then Thiefnubu himself, just a few days ago, bragged, hang on, let's take a minute. Yeah, let's take a minute. So we currently have over 2,000 of us on YouTube right now watching live, which is great. So imagine if the 2,000 of us right now decided to just like the broadcast, if you haven't already, just once. And then you take that, offering to over 1,000. I could manage half. So can we, or shall we? It won't take much of your time. If you haven't subscribed onto Mayegun's Diary Political, this is what we do. If you think this is interesting enough for you to hang around, I promise you will regret it. Okay? It's just that I need to also advise you as well. Okay? I am anti-establishment. It doesn't matter whether an APC they in charge of that contraption, or PDP they in charge of that contraption, or not Labour, mine is anti-establishment, because I can easily tell. Here you understand now. So, if for any reason you found Mayegun's diary political, and you kind of like heard us talking about these APs, and you don't like them, right? And then you just like Mayegun, I think you should probably reconsider that. Okay? So there could be a time that it's going to be some of your pastors. They are those Baba Jews. They rate them here. You understand? Yeah. Don't rate them. Because we need to let you know that everybody that is playing a role in what is going on in that contraption, you get me now, we do not have any respect for them. Whether they are old or young, whether they are your sheikh or your alaji or your pastor or babalao or mamalao, it doesn't matter. But just so you know, whatever we do with them is never a direct attack on you. And also, maybe the time you joined could be... Apologies for that, by the way. I should have stopped the sound. I just kept talking. So, the point I'm trying to make is that on Mayegun's diary political, right? Anything that is the establishment, we call it anti-establishment. So, it doesn't matter whether it is APC or PDP, if it is, if it is about Allah or it's about Jesus and the rest of that, because we can see through the whole manipulation thing, right? So, also, if you are somebody who is a politically correct person, some people who feel like we should respect these people. You get what I mean? Like, you can't just show some respect. You should respect your elders. Now, cause we cause people like that here. Don't come and play the smart one or what have you on Mayegun's diary political. Do you get what I mean? So whatever is said on Mayegun's diary political about these guys, none of them is like by error. Somebody like me now, if I want to call them any name, whatever I call them, whatever I say about them, when I feel like cussing them, you know what I mean? None of them is a mistake. So don't think I need your advice. All right? I'm talking to our new members, all right? So I don't need your advice on how to talk to these criminals. I have been talking to them like this for over a decade. So you joining us in the last few days won't change that, okay? I do not have respect for them. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you see them as your fathers or your mothers, I don't. And listen, it is not out of disrespect. In fact, it is out of reciprocatory respect. They have no respect for us. They don't give a shit about me and you. You know that. Right? So when people don't have respect for me, I don't have respect for them. And I can tell you, your criminal politicians don't give a shit and they don't have respect for you. That's why they could do all they are doing. So it is not in your place to respect them, whether they are old, young, from your tribe, from another person's tribe, from your religion, from your household. But if you don't care, we'll be fine. I promise you, we'll be fine. So don't say, man, I thought this guy is a responsible person. Why are you talking to elderly people like that? Is Thiefnubu not old enough to be your father? I'm going to go kill your father. If you come and say that on Mayegun's diary political, like, you know what I mean? Once I see your name and all of that, I'll just tell the member of the temple that one lunatic has escaped the asylum and somehow found themselves in our midst. So I do not have respect for the criminals in charge of Nigeria from the A to Z. Sure you get. But if you have respect for them, it is your right. Okay. So now let's continue. Okay. The respect that these criminals have for the terrorists is like that. And the level of disrespect they have for you as the citizens is like that. You hold them no respect. If you see Thiefnubu, call him Thiefnubu. The Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, Ashiwaju Awole, Ashiwaju Awatole. You know what I mean now? Some call him the Jaga Pupu and all of that. Call him whatever you want to call him. He's not your father. Your father won't treat you like that. The way these guys are treating Nigeria and Nigerians. They have no respect for you. Therefore, politically correct mofos are strongly advised on Mayegun's diary are political, unnecessary though. You get what I mean? So, Kalu, who has been borrowing and borrowing so that Nigerians can continue to sorrow. You know, they say the more you borrow, the more you sorrow. More borrowing, more sorrowing. So whatever it is that they are cooking, all those fake data, all those lies that they are feeding you, but you can't really feel the impact of what was supposed to be positive things they are doing because they're not doing anything positive. Promise you. Right? If you are doing anything positive that affects or touches millions of people, you won't even need any PR. You won't even need any influencers to be paid to go tell everybody that things are getting better. No, you won't need that. But Thiefnubu and his gang continue to mesmerize themselves and tell themselves that they are doing well. Those who are against or those who criticize them are those who just didn't want better for Nigeria. They want better for Nigeria, blah, blah, blah. And I think it was a few days ago as well, when Kalu was bragging of, hang on, I think it was a few weeks ago rather. So he was bragging of, the accomplishment of his illegitimate regime, man that is telling everybody that he's making more money. And states are getting more money from a devalued currency that has lost over 1,500% of its value, Nigerian currency. He kept on borrowing from left, right, and center. Everywhere he goes, everyone he meets is asking them for money, not real investment. Because somebody's going to invest in a country that is being ruled by a drug dealer, a drug baron, and then seconded by a terrorist, sympathizer, and on like that. The person who is the Minister of State for Defense in Nigeria, his name is Bello Patawale. He is the former governor of Zamfara State. He is at the arrowhead of one of those politicians in Nigeria who are involved in illegal mining that have hired armed terrorists who have continued to wreak havoc in Zamfara, the state. He was governor before. DSS screened him and they made him minister in Nigeria. They put him in charge of defense. His own successor, Lawal, screamed out and said all his efforts to try to end all this madness in his own state, Zamfara, has proved abortive because even when they catch all these terrorists and they take them to court or something, the order from above always comes from Abuja to let them go. While Patawale will drive down with the retinue of, soldiers, security, he will drive down to Zamfara to go and mock them that whatever they are facing is Zamfara. Was simply because they rejected him in 2023. So they rejected a terrorist sponsor who was also their governor in Zamfara state. Thiefnubu empowered him and made him minister. Today, Zamfara is the hotbed of the terrorism in that country. Do you want me to go on and on and on? There are many of these shady characters that Thiefnubu has given power to, so as for them to advance this madness, these killings, this terrorism. So if Trump and others are coming for them, why should you be unsettled? Because they want you to be. They want you to feel like it's you they are coming for. It's you they want to come and take something from. But they've taken everything from you already. Now your life remains. Once they take that one, that's it. You are done. Because those who have died simply because after they've taken everything from them, they had nothing left except their lives. Even while they are running away from that danger, they still got killed. Because that's the only thing they could take from them. That's it. We have seen people who have seen the burial of their own loved ones. And we are talking about a lot of them. Like people will stand and say, I have lost 7 family members. Or I have lost 15 family members. Do you really think that's a normal thing for a government of a country to start playing politics with it? Because they are so interested in their 2027 that those of you that will make it down to 2027, you'll just be dragged, across the line if you make it that far, unfortunately. So asking the government of the country to stop this bloodshed should be a general call for everyone. You do not need America to take care of these terrorists. You need to tell yourselves that. It is the incompetence as well as the compromise of those in charge of Nigeria that has made this whole problem to fester. If they decided to fix it, you don't need America, you don't need Trump, you don't need anyone there. You have over 400,000 personnel, military, Navy, Air Force. All these guys were trained, invested on to do this job. this exact job. But because of political criminality, because of compromise, they sabotaged all of that. They are rehabilitating terrorists. They are recruiting them into the army. They are saying that they are working with the military, but the more they recruit them, the more they rehabilitate them, the more the problem escalates. Today, terrorism in Nigeria is an industry. Those who are benefiting from it are in government. So we do not expect them to start arresting themselves, right? So if they won't, and the problem fester, people keeps dying, what other alternative do you think you have? What other alternative? You are worried about America. You're not worried about how to actually drag Thiefnubu and his gang. Thiefnubu and his gang are telling you that they are doing their best. And you have seen what their best is, what their best could do. Their best will kill you. And they want you to take it that way. They want you to think, right, that, America coming, this and that is bad for you. What is bad for you is the fact that these guys want to understand, to keep the status quo, keep praying, while you watch them keep massaging, pacifying these terrorists, the way they have been doing in the last 12 years. Think about that. Inebe is a lawyer, and Reverend Buba is a reverend. No. Prophet Buba is a prophet. Lawyer Inebe is a lawyer. They both have a view. And there's another one, and that is our own DF, the Lefarotimi. You'll have one or two things to say. I'm going to take it to them. So a quick reminder again, those who responded to my call earlier, thank you. Please, if you haven't liked the broadcast, please do right now, okay? And let YouTube count it while you are here. Because if you do it later, it won't be counted now. It will just be like after. So like the broadcast, share it, okay? Subscribe to the channel as well. Set your notifications so that you won't miss anything. But here is Inebe upon Thiefnubu's, upon Donald Trump's announcement, okay? So here.
I don't think that the Trump administration, or President Trump in particular, have any interest in regime change in Nigeria. I don't think that is part of their foreign policy objective, to use force to remove Tinubu from power, as some people are speculating. I think what we are simply seeing is diplomatic pressure, and I don't even think that the US government has any incentive to engage militarily in Nigeria. I think what is going on is just diplomacy at work. That is my assessment of the situation, and it is an honest assessment. I don't think that there will be actual military action in Nigeria. I don't envisage that. I'm not ruling it out, but I don't envisage that. Now, do I support military, the deployment of military for the Nigeria? I don't. I don't think we need foreign intervention in Nigeria. I don't think that the West is going to solve our problem. But at the same time, we simply cannot continue on this trajectory, on this senseless trajectory of inaction, of government complicity, of our governments emboldening killers, emboldening terrorists, giving them a free pass in the name of non-kinetic strategy. Something needed to happen. And it looks that as if this diplomatic pressure that Trump is mounting on Tinubu, on the Nigerian government, is going to be effective in some way, hopefully so. If this is just an act of diplomatic pressure, I support it entirely. So all this argument about Nigeria being a sovereign country, rather, oh, why are you designating Nigeria as a country of particular concern? Oh, it is our internal affairs. For me, it simply does not hold water. Because where is the evidence of the sovereignty? Is it territorial sovereignty? When they are telling us that these terrorists are largely foreigners from Niger and the Sahel region, from Libya and so on, that is what they have been telling us over the years. So where is the territorial sovereignty? When communities in Nigeria have been invaded, taken over by terrorists who are imposing ransoms on those communities, something needed to happen. These killings have to stop. The victims, be they Christians or Muslims, are Nigerians. The government has a responsibility under Section 14 of our Constitution to guarantee life. That is the primary responsibility of government, which the Tinubu administration has failed. It has failed. It has failed embarrassingly so. Something needed to happen. We simply cannot continue like this. So to simply dismiss what is going on, that those of us that are not coming out to say the US should not have an opinion that are unpatriotic, is nonsense. Nobody hates Nigeria more than Nigerian politicians. They despise this country, and the evidence of that is clear. When you have a president that goes abroad for headache to treat all sort of things, even without disclosing to us, all our politicians are going abroad for medical care. The lawmakers, the governors, all of them, they're acquiring properties abroad, sending their children abroad. Mentally, they have seceded from Nigeria. So this fake patriotism they are preaching to us, I simply do not get it. Oh, they are coming to steal our resources. The resources have already been stolen. It has been stolen. They have fleeced the country. The country is broke. They are borrowing to fund their corruption. They are borrowing to fund their ostentatious life. So let us stop pretending, oh, that this regime cares about the country.
They don't care. They do not care about Nigeria. If there are those who despise Nigeria more, it is the politicians. Nigeria gives them everything because they have to write a blank check for themselves. They write how much they want to pay themselves. They write how much they want to collect as allowances for travel, for medicals. They still loot the country by denying millions the opportunity to at least benefit from the supposed democracy. Dividend, they call it dividend of democracy. Once they steal all this money, they borrow money, like they take loans on behalf of the country, and then they squander the loan by relooting the money through the award of contracts, which are mostly never to be completed. And from year in, year out, from generation to generation, the story is the same, but different players. You know, they continue to twist and turn and all of that stuff. You benefit nothing, absolute nothing. But then they take the money abroad to go and buy themselves properties. They send their children abroad. Their doctors are abroad. They do not believe in Nigeria. If you want to know those who don't believe in Nigeria, or they have the opportunity of making Nigeria, if you want to know those who have the opportunity of fixing Nigeria from different times, but they botched it. They are the politicians. They hate Nigeria so much that they can't believe their luck, that many of you don't even know that. They have mentally seceded from Nigeria. These guys are buying themselves citizenship of different countries. They are keeping it away. They are buying for their children. They are making you believe that if anything goes down now in Nigeria today, they will be the first to leave and run away. But they are telling you that it is your country. You need to this and that by being on their side, by believing them that they actually care about the country. They're saying all these things, but what they are doing is opposite. They are agreeing to the worst of the worst deals that continue to impoverish the people, devaluing your currency because you want to collect money, not because you want to try to upset the global trade by devaluing this. You know, something that the South Koreans, they do. China do that as well. You know, what they want to do this, their trade battle to balance this or that. And, Nigeria has none of that. It's about money, loan. And what are they using for as collateral for the loans? Your mineral resources. They won't even disclose them to you and tell you that, oh, we have used these resources for this. They won't tell you anything. They don't believe in Nigeria. They believe more in those countries that they have their passports. But you are made to believe in the contraption that they are ruining, that is ruining you, a place they are putting up, they put up for one single purpose only, to exploit you. And after exploiting you, then to kill you. That is what Nigeria is. They say kill Nigeria before Nigeria kills you. With this new development, now that we know that one of the motivation for why America is interested in what is going on in Nigeria is the drive for Sharia in Nigeria. People have said that Nigeria is a secular country. It is not an Islamic country. People are free to practice their religion in Nigeria. That is the meaning of a secular country. You could be anything you want to be if you are not hurting anyone. You want to be a Muslim? Great. Nobody should touch you. You want to be a Christian? Anywhere you want to, freely practice it. That is the definition of a secular country. There are a group of people, especially the northern jihadists, who strongly believes that they are not Nigerians, and other Nigerians with them indeed are possibly like shouldn't be. Some of them believes that their loyalty and their connection is even more stronger with their brothers in Gaza, in Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, and all those stand before. And we are saying, listen, this thing shouldn't be hard, all right? I have seen the Arewans who believes that if they have their way, they will have their own country, practice their religion. As if to say they need Sharia to practice their religion. You do not need any Sharia law, the way they are politically pushing it, for you to practice Islam, for you to, because Nigeria is a secular place. Nobody's going to come after you until the jihadists, the radical Islamists in Nigeria, who God knows who are funding them, as a lot of people have their own conspiracy theories around that, right? So this radical Islamist now chose to decide who should live or who should die. And therefore, in the name of Allah Akbar, they are slaughtering the people they call the non-believers, including those who are also Muslims. So in this, sense, it is ideal, in my own opinion, right? It is ideal for every one of us, to see it as what it is, the failure of APC, which is intentional. So what should we do? What should we do? One thing, if Arewans want to have their own Sharia country, wouldn't it be ideal for them to have their own country? And everyone else should discuss what they want as well. Others are saying, hey, calm down. Because America's effort will lead to civil war in Nigeria. Why? If America says, we are coming to come and wipe out all these terrorists who are killing Muslims and Christians in this sense now, why is that something that will then lead to you, who is a Muslim, upset enough that you carry gun to go and fight America? Because that's what civil war means, I think. Like everybody will just be like, against America. America is our enemy. And I'm like, why? Would you carry gun and say because America says that those who are politically pushing Sharia to sentence people to death because of blasphemy in 2025, that barbaric, this slavish, what have you, custom, have been a tradition of these Arabs. Blasphemy what? In a country where you are free to practice whatever you want, you can call all these religions whatever you want to call them. But some people will say, if you say that to my religion, will kill you because my religion says I should kill you if you say it's about my religion. How? Go and have your own country then. How about that? Go and have your own country. So others are saying, oh yeah, maybe it will be the best thing right now to start discussing restructuring Nigeria. Restructuring it in the sense that make Sharia not be Sharia not. Let me do better and others have their own space. Let the Biafrans have their own space. Let the Yorubas have their own space. Those of you who are from the old Midwestern region, you choose where you want to be, as well as those who are in the Niger Delta region as well. They can choose what they want to be called and how they want to be governed, so that everybody can hold their own space before we start killing ourselves. But you see this idea of one Nigeria. Now, that it seems that APC, the terrorist party, is about to get the taste of their own poison. The same cook they put together in 2014 that they unleashed the terrorists on Nigeria, yeah? And since then, Nigeria has been the breeding grounds for all these murderous Islamic terrorists, all over the country. Okay, so here, I'll take a break. Here is what the prophet, or Prophet Buba, who is also a prophet, because he's a Prophet Buba, of course. Prophet Buba. He's got this to say, or his own reaction.
Praise God, praise God, praise God. Nigerians, I want to say glory be to God, glory be to God, glory be to God. God loves this country. And I'm so grateful for your partnership. I'm so grateful for the way you shared all my broadcasts. It hit the whole wall over and over. I've received calls from different government and institutions around the world Thank you that Nigeria is a land of glory. Nigeria is the land of greatness. Nigeria is the hope of humanity. Thank you that once we are going to put a silence to this wickedness. Because of this, my stand, I was placed under administrative watch by the Barack Obama government, because Barack Obama was one of the wicked American presidents that aided the terrorists to come kill and destroy our people. It was a setup by them of all the matters of the Chibok girls and all of that. But I'm grateful to God that God has raised a defender and a deliverer. I want to say thank you to President Donald Trump. Thank you for standing with God's people. Thank you. Thank you that the blood of the innocent has not gone in vain, but God who answers prayer. Now, I want to appreciate Ted Cruz. I want to appreciate Anon, Mayor Anon, and all of you that have joined together to say this Christian genocide must stop. This genocide must stop. This genocide on the Hausa community must stop by these Fulani headers, terrorists, both Makban and Mayati Allah. All of those terrorist associations must be disbanded, must be cleaned up. We must regain our glory again as a nation. I advise the president of Nigeria, President Tinubu, align yourself with America. Don't be deceived by those terrorists. Align yourself. Let's join forces together to bring an end to the Turjis that are walking freely on the street and the killer Fulani headsmen that are wiping away our people. Nigeria must regain its sovereignty. We have lost our sovereignty to these terrorists that are collecting tax from our citizens, ruling in different communities. It's time we regain it, and we need to align ourselves. Now help has come, and together we will win. We will stop the bloodletting. We will stop the genocide. We will stop our soldiers being massacred and also killed on the field because of the irresponsibility of our leaders. Now, Nigerians, I want to say to you, on the 29th of November, 29th of November, I have said in the last broadcast, we shall be gathering in different locations to pray and ask God's power.
Let's keep that for there. Thank you very much for your position, Mr. Buba, the Prophet Buba. So he's been very consistent. For those who have paid attention, of course, he has been very consistent. And among those who have bigger gatherings, who have bigger congregations and all that, who have kept, pushing they have either been so quiet or used their own platform to push this same wrong narrative of denial. Okay, so if removing religious killings makes you feel compelled to stand up, right, then remove it from your head and then join, because what is happening in Nigeria is a turn-by-turn Nigeria limited. It is beyond whether you like them or you don't like them. Your life is in danger, and if you're a ronuku that is watching me, all right, your own life is also in danger. Nobody is spared. It's just that you have perfected the art of living in denial, telling yourselves that your imaginary enemies are more stronger and powerful than your physical ones who are laughing, or your physical friends who are laughing with you, and at the same time selling you off. That's what I talk about all the time. And every now and then, the criminals in Nigeria always give me reasons to turn on my camera. Okay? And whatever you hear from my Egun's diary political, they are not like direct instructions, I don't do that. What I do most is to let you see things clearer, all right? And at the same time, maybe you can process it enough to make an informed decision. Because whether you make it or not, right, we are all in this, and it will touch everybody. It's just a matter of time. So what is the ideal thing for Thiefnubu to do in this instance, in this situation? It's very simple, right? Initially, some of us have suggested that, okay, how about Nigeria actually seek help, like Goodluck Ebele Jonathan did in the what do you call it? The peak of the of the Boko Haram terrorists threatened their election. That's one thing again. To let you know that they have all the capacity to crush all these terrorists without this pampering that they have been doing. When Boko Haram threatened the 2015 elections, Goodluck Ebere Jonathan postponed the election, and he gave the military just one single mandate. All of the areas where the Boko Haram have currently occupied must be cleared because elections must hold in those places. About 2 months, right? Just 2 months. The success of wiping off these terrorists and pushing them even further outside these areas at the time is still evidence. So like it was recorded, right? So that is the same thing Thiefnubu needs to show. It's not a sign of weakness when you realize that, if you believe that there are vested interests yourself and you have the evidence of that, right? But there are those who probably will be willing to help. If you can't ask for help and somebody offers you the help, the right thing to do is to take it. So you set up a diplomatic, sort of like a team. This is not going to be a team of lobbyists. It's going to be a team of, experts who are indeed will partner with the same America and say, listen, here are the intels we have about these terrorists, okay? And this is how we have been tackling them. And these are the hotbeds. So if you want to help, we need your help in these areas. And then Thiefnubu will go ahead and declare state of emergency in all of those states. It doesn't have to remove the governors like he did in the Rivers State, except if any of the governors is corporate in all this madness, because many of them are. All you have to do is to trace and follow the money. All these allocations they are giving to them, all you have to do is follow the money. As a government, they have all the tools to do all of that. When you follow the money and you found that some of those who are supposed to be providing peace, security, and all of that are using this money to fund terrorism because of their illegal minings that are hiding in their states, which government possibly have no clue of. So declare state of emergency and with the Americans and maybe their own, because Americans won't bring soldiers to Nigeria. America is not invading Nigeria. That thought and all this nonsense talk, right, is the APC, Egbekegbe's ways of distracting you so that at this right now, most of you are holding America responsible. Somehow you are even blaming them for what is going on in Nigeria. You have agreed with the APC, Egbekegbe, that they are incapacitated. They are powerless. They are helpless because America is involved in what is going on in Nigeria. They have made you believe that that is the handiwork of APC. They are not interested in ending the terrorism for your own benefit. No, they are not interested. If they are interested, at this point, they will be happy to team up. All America will probably do is to send the drones because the picture and the movement of all these terrorists inside your forest, especially in northern part of Nigeria, including places where they are keeping all their victims, you can see them in the satellite. Yeah, that's how easy it is today. And maybe you and I may not have access to these satellite images, right? But governments have access to them. Governments have access to them. And if America is ready to share that with Nigeria, if Nigeria doesn't have, which I don't believe they don't, with what we know so far, Sheikh Osama bin Gumi is famous for tracking these terrorists to their different camps, from Kaduna to Zamfara, to Adamawa, to Yobe, to Taraba. He's traveled several places to meet with these terrorists, to Katsina. And he's been pleading on their behalf that Nigeria must negotiate with them or things will get worse. Simply because they know the weakness of Nigeria, of course. So what should Thiefnubu do without you rubbishing Nigeria any further? It's very simple. Like I said, they need to show the will. They need to show the political will that they also want this madness to end. I know that without terrorism, APC is nothing. In chaos, in violence, in this disorderliness is how APC retain power. They have to kind of let that go. And then, that's what they need to do. There is no reason to grandstand or anything because America won't need to put soldiers in a plane and then fly them to Nigeria. They have bases all over Africa. You remember that? And most of the time, they'll probably just use their drone, take out all these terrorists in a way. And also, it's not going to stop there. They will begin to indict your government, the government officials, ministers, governors, local government chairmen, preachers, everyone that is promoting this Sharia law and this blaspheming law, as well as promoting or defending or protecting or have connections with these terrorists by any means. They will be indicted and tracked. And that is going to be glorious. But to avoid all of that, it is still very much okay right now. Are you with me? For Thiefnubu to show that he is willing to end the bloodbath. Dele Farotimi is not entirely on board when it comes to this America coming around to take out these terrorists, because America, that people knows, right? They are likely not just going to send drones, okay? So if it gets to a stage where they send soldiers, which I doubt, then it is likely going to be more than just what majority of us think they want to do. And you have every right to feel like that. I mean, it is America, I agree. But at the same time, this whole thing is avoidable if your government is indeed doing what they have to do or interested in doing what they have to do. In the absence of that, you are as vulnerable as anything. You have already been invaded. They have told you that those who are killing Nigerians are not even Nigerians. They are from the Chad, Libya, Niger, all these places. How did they enter Nigeria to control areas that they called ungoverned areas, if that is not an invasion? How did the Fulani Janjaweed decide to go to Ekiti State and kidnap farmers and kill those who resisted? What is the correlation? Ekiti doesn't share border with any Fulani state in Nigeria. And if you are a Fulani in Nigeria, you probably have your own state. So why should a Fulani from Zamfara carry gun, AK-47, and start killing people in Ondo State? Simply because it's what? It's a Fulani. You get what I mean now? So yeah, if your government doesn't show that they are indeed done with these guys, you will continue to be open to this ridicule. But Dele Farotimi feels this way.
Badly complicit in what has happened to us. You can help us. Yes, you can. America can be a true friend to progressive forces in Nigeria, but not by coming in with your guns blazing. We don't need you coming into our country, guns blazing. Just stand by the truth and insist on the right things being done. Now you have discovered the cherished Christians in Nigeria. Where were these cherished Christians in 2014, 2015? When the Obama regime, whether you like it or not, at the end of the day, was the American government. When the Abacha and when the Obama regime was busy helping to install the APC government, which brought in the reign of Islamists and the attendant security challenges that we are facing today, that have been killing these same cherished Christians in droves for over a decade. What has America been doing about it, and what did America ever say? So I'm happy that all of a sudden America remembers that there are cherished Christians in Nigeria, but there are also cherished Muslims. There are cherished Shia Christians, Shia Muslims, who have been slaughtered in hundreds without America saying a word for years. So yeah, I agree with you in total. The Nigerian government had better move fast, because if it doesn't move fast, this country will be gone, whether America comes in gun blazing or not. And that is as far as it concerns the Americans. My enemy's enemy is not my friend. But the Americans are not our enemies. But they are also not our friends. Americans are Americans. Donald Trump is beholden to the American people. And it is his interest that Americans are bettered. So at any point in time, understand that he is elected to serve Americans. And when he's speaking promoting American interests. There are cherished Christians who are today being slaughtered in America, treated like animals in American detention centers, clamped in cages, and they are Christians. Latin Americans don't come more Christian than that. They're Catholics, largely Catholics. They don't ask your identity before they clamp you in their detention camps. So please, I do not require Mr. Donald Trump to tell me how nasty my country has become. It is nasty. Does it need help? Yes, we need help. Do we need to find ourselves? Yes, we do. Has Donald Trump lied in any way? No, he largely told the truth. My own position is that yes, help us, but we must help ourselves. It is up to us to help ourselves. Now, why I said I'll lay down the American case first is because it dovetails into what I had already set myself this week. No saints, no sinners, just Nigerians.
Telefarutimi, pretty much reiterating what I also said. No matter what they are telling you right now, no matter what they are saying, America is this and that, there's something I want to remind you or possibly point out. There is nothing going on in Nigeria that America doesn't know. And they've been like that for years. They have their people in Nigeria. They have, it is America. And they will always pursue what really better their own interest. It is America. America went to this country, they went to that country, they did this or that. Listen, if Nigeria has a leader, if Nigeria actually have a government, you will not be ridiculed to this point. Yeah, Trump may probably go into this. You've seen those countries who went, that Trump went into this tariff crisis with at the time, because it could only probably compete with them economically or try to fight them economically and all of that stuff, right? That stage is respectful stage. Nigeria is not there. It's not in that stage where world economists and all of that will be targeting Nigeria in a way to say, no. Nigeria is a beggarly nation. No thanks to the criminals who have mismanaged intentionally for decades. And this last decade is the worst that ever happened in the history of that contraption. They've kept the people more divided and then poorer. So you don't need Trump. You don't need America. In fact, the most you need of America is the weapons, I think. But if we are using the word Nigeria as a country, 65 years of independence, Nigeria has been so mismanaged that Nigeria is collecting used weapons, old weapons, aircraft that all these world powers are they want to dispose of. They are dumping them in Nigeria. And these are the weapons that Nigeria is parading as their own weapons, because they've not grown enough to actually generate electricity, 24 hours electricity for the entire country in 65 years. They've not been able to. Talk less of them building their own weapons and the rest of that. They couldn't. They haven't. So Nigeria is a beggarly nation, no thanks to these oloriburukus in charge. And they have succeeded in raising generations, docile generations, who also believes that there is a ceiling to what they can aspire to be, the height they could go in life. They believe that the ceiling has been placed on them, and it is rude to try to want to pull out of it. They've raised a generation of cowards that will continue to enable them as well. So Nigeria have nothing to stand up to the rest of the world. So therefore, Nigeria needs help. And there's nothing wrong in asking for help. No, there's nothing wrong. Yeah? But you must have the will that you actually want something to change and you need help. And then you get the help. They do not have the intention of ending the terrorism in Nigeria. It is an industry. It keep spreading and spreading and spreading until you have had enough, and then you will slide straight into civil war. When you slide into civil war, a lot of you will realize that you have more guns than your population in circulation in that contraption. I promise you. And then you realize that, once you have a decentralized existing administration in the contraption, when the whole thing collapsed and pathways and all that, majority will become warlords that will start controlling their own areas, territories. So to avoid all of that, maybe we should start doing it now, Isaac Fayoshe also kind of like dropped his own take on it. I want you to hear it.
Wow. The reason why we are still facing insecurity this much is because our president is desperate for second term. So even though he's got good policies, but he is unable to implement these policies. Look at state police. They said they back it. They said they love it. I've made over 50 videos on how state police can reduce our security problem by 65%. They know the truth, but they don't want to because he doesn't want to offend the governors, or he doesn't want the governors to have more power controlling their own police, so he can win second term. That's the only thing that is stopping state police. Imagine by the time they install all themselves, all the campaign body reinforce themselves back, you will see it will start backing up these policies. Look at local government autonomy. 2 years. Has that happened? No, he doesn't want to offend the governors. He wants one party state. He is so desperate for second term that to perform, it will be difficult, because to perform means you need to check your governors, check everybody, put them in check. But if you cannot do that because you want something from them, no, that cannot be growth. So we are not facing this insecurity because we can't solve the problem. We are facing it because our leaders are desperate, very, very desperate. They are happy to reinforce failure in our system. Look at Ekiti governor. Why will any normal party reinforce that kind of person? Think now. But because they don't want to rock the boat, they just want to yell at anybody as long as you are standing on this mandate. What mandate? Mandate that cannot implement its own policies. We are big on paper, but we are small. We are dwarf in real life. I'm telling you, and that's leadership problem. Desperation for second time. Look at Ekiti. I gave the governor 1 week to commission as 3 years anniversary. All the things I saw is like one bridge is dancing there, someone is praising him, one incomplete building by the hospital, or one all the things he has commissioned, they are less than 50 to 100 billion. And he has taken over 700 billion in the last 3 years. Come on, think about it. So when you reinforce failure too go they come. Insecurity go they come. I'm glad that people from the outside are now looking at it in another way. Maybe this will make you guys to sit tight. Nobody stays in power forever. All power belongs.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the knockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger, because some people will be at indoor. There's no way to make our own life. I'm highly disappointed of.
God bless you for us, Prof. And thank you, Isaac, as well. So going further, there are still more comments on this new development. And thank you so much to every one of you still around on Mayegun's Diary tonight. So listen, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, take a moment and do that. You only need to do it once. Don't do it twice, because that means you've taken it back. Just once. And once is enough. All right? So, call you a few days ago, I'll use that as well, was quoted on this.
If non-oil revenue is going well, then we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing on the other side. And I've just signed off on a huge mechanization, program that every region we have a mechanized center for agriculture mechanization and have trainees and all of that. That is our path to food sovereignty, food security. You remove hunger from poverty, you have defeated poverty.
So Kolu was saying that abati ti ebi bati kúrò nínú iṣẹ́ ti kù ṣẹrẹ. So mean if you remove if you take out hunger from poverty, then the poverty seems like will probably like a subside or something. That's a call. It's not different from this time before your charade elections, right? When Kolu publicly or famously said this, it's been 2.5 years. He hasn't touched that. They announced, they announced local government autonomy, only for that to just remain on the shelf. He was pushing state police. I think they are waiting for the National Assembly for that thing. But they had this constitutional review. And all other lies that, hang on, he said he commissioned the tractors. The tractors, that guy brought these Lebanese guys, right, those fraudsters. The tractors that they imported and they commissioned remained wherever they have kept them. But Thiefnubu is telling everybody that they are using the tractor. I mean, he's commissioned the tractors that will eventually reduce hunger. Recruit 50 million youth into the army. What do we eat? Cassava, agbado, ege. It's grown here. You create demand of consumption. Farmers will make more money. That's more money for the farmers. That's consumption. Kolu.
To recruit from the youths who are unemployed, 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor.
Things are getting better for Nigeria. Things are getting better. For Asiwaju is on the throne. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Things are getting better. Mr. President, things are getting better. Hey, I said, things are getting better for Nigeria. For Nigeria is on the way. Progressive government. Things are getting better. Asiwaju, congratulations.
He suffered stroke and he's been managing that for a while. So Akpabiole right now is partly disabled. Just thought you should know. And some believes that whatever happens henceforth, going forward, all the signs are showing that Thiefnubu will be a one-term president of that contraption. Oh, somebody even said it, by the way. Please watch this.
Bola Tinubu, how far 2027? I've noticed in the last couple of days, your office, your campaign team have been relatively quiet about the re-election bids for 2027. Apart from a political campaign that your son Tinubu went to do in Benin to inaugurate the City Boy movement. Of course, though it's not the hub of misguided misfits, delusional and government officials that should be in care homes with learning disability, all forms of schizophrenia, autism, some of them with attention ADHD, so to speak. Quite a long list of illnesses that currently marries or romances with our political office holders in Edo. So anything can happen. In all of the turmoil, the insecurity, the kidnappings, politics will continue to go on for Bebolo and his gang. But that's not the point. But how far you, Bola Tinubu, how far? This is what we were saying all of this while. They should focus on governing Nigeria. I made a video to stand, to put out in clear fact, in my own way, the pros and cons of the alleged invasion of the U.S. military into Nigeria. A lot of people have stood against it. They think it is sacrificing our sovereignty for what is not worth it. They have given examples of interventions in Iraq, in Syria, in Afghanistan, even nearby neighbor here, Libya. But also, I've also been able to expose in that video that you need to watch later on a few of these interventions the United States have had without full-scale war, and some form of intervention that looks like support, funding, intelligence gathering, surveillance, working with the government. So we have a choice to choosing to either say no to the U.S. government or allow them work with us to solve the problem. But that video will come up later. But I'm more concerned now that to asking Bola Tinubu and his co-conspirators, how far with 2027? Can you now see that 1 year is enough to change the dynamics of all of our conversations? You were cruising to control, to victory in your own words, and you felt like it was Uhuru yet. But now you are seeing that all of these things have started to play out, and a lot more will play out. Why we don't want an invasion of another government on our soil? We also do not want a stupid exclusion of the people from the running of things from in their own country. Yes, we don't want foreigners on our soil. But what about the indigenes that are exploiting, marginalizing, exposing us to all forms of attacks, violent attacks, so to speak? It's that time we call ourselves to order. Bola Tinubu, how far 2027? You cannot see that the ball is not in your court anymore. You don't own the knife and the orange anymore. My people in Benin say, ule, opunario body moeji. Mami ule gare, izede bongaba. Oh, that's it. When the race is small, if it is easy, short distance, you can, as a lady, hold your breast and run, and you are careful. They see some level of panache, composure, style, elegance. But when the real race comes for life and death, you forget that you own two mammary glands. Again, Bola Tinubu, how far 2027? Can you focus on leading Nigeria? Whether or not you have 6 months to work, you have 1 day, 2 years, is it consequential? And I tell you, you have a chance to making Nigerians even fall in love with you even more right now by being patriotic, not just in defense of we are a sovereign country, all of this hula baloo. No, defend Nigerians, protect Nigerians, whether they are Christians or Muslims or whatever, protect them. I stand based on intelligence available to me, information, what I've been able to read, that there's a targeted attack against Christians in Nigeria, against people that do not believe in the Islamic religion, so to speak, in certain parts of this country, in the Middle Belt, in Plateau, in Kaduna, in Benue, in Kogi, in Abuja, in Taraba. These Christian states, a lot of attacks have been targeted against them. Even in Borno, I've interviewed people on my platform that could tell that these attacks are targeted against Christian communities. But you've been aloof. In short, you've romanced and brought into your government people that were once been fingered to being part of a sinister act of terrorism against our state. Bola Tinubu after 2027. Focus on fixing Nigeria. Leave whether you'll be re-elected. You are not God, and anything can happen. This is just 2025. There is still 2 more years, or there's a couple of almost 2 more years to go. You don't even know what is going to happen. So stop cruising. Fix Nigeria. Fix.
All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name.
This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992 when I encountered you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. That calls me his friend and I call him my friend. And calls me my son and I call him my father. This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know.
I said, if Ahmed Bola Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
You say? I say, if Tinubu fails, hold me responsible.
Thank you.
The job people are already angry that this is the worst government.
We have just started.
We must learn a lesson. This man!
You gotta trust man, Adam, your eyes will see what your mouth cannot talk.
We are a poor nation. The bank coal will follow. They say firewood not smoke. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, shine shining, and tell the West. If you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They'll do it.
They'll do it. That's called. So, in case if you are wondering, where are these 50 million youth? I found some of them, including their own commander, Benduikun, Pastor Israel, I think he called himself Dayo Israel, right? He will be leading the Jagaban army, where if America should attempt to invade, right? Here is their practice video. He will lead them, the Jagaban army. Just to let you know that sometimes you don't even need to panic, because some of them are already telling him that America cannot try any nonsense with Thiefnubu inside that contraption. So yeah, there seems nothing to worry about. But in Thiefnubu's word, it is really, really lovely to see them in disarray.
It is indeed a pleasure to witness you in such a disarray.
It is a pleasure. Tomorrow is going to be another day. And please pray. Pray that Donald Trump will not be thinking about Nigeria again and drop the third tweet. If Trump dropped the third tweet, and I have a promise for you, they've already concluded the places they are going to bomb, the locations of these jihadists they are going to target. Few days after, if Trump should tweet again now, few days after that, the next tweet is going to tell you about who are and how many terrorists they have executed inside Nigeria. Lobama, get started. Arewa terrorists, Arewa jihadists, watching me right now. Listen, I would love it if you could use your own energy of telling us what America will do if they are allowed to come and blah, to use that energy, put it together now, pull all of that energy together and pressure Thiefnubu to go after the terrorists that are killing Muslims too. That should be your next line of action. Don't take my word for it, but wait for what's going to happen next. So, brethren, I have more to share, but I am just going to cut it short for tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time. For those who started with us and those who started midway, you can watch it all over again. I believe it's an interesting evening. You should find out too. And if you think it is interesting enough, give me a like as we walk out this evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And it is going to be a good night from here. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. jó ìgbádìyẹ. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Àníyàn sọ́ra yìí. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.